Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? My name is Attorney Charles Zavala, your immigration lawyer. Our office, Zavala Texas Law, is located here in beautiful Houston, Texas, but we can help you no matter where you are in the USA or even if you're abroad. So today's video is going to be something related to immigration, something related to employment immigration or work visas, but more specifically the TN visa. So the purpose of this video is I'm going to talk about what type of jobs, what type of professions qualify for the TN visa, because this is a question I get a lot in the comments. People will ask me, oh, well, this is my profession, do I qualify for the TN visa? So I figured I'd make a video explaining exactly what careers qualify to see if that's something that could help you. So feel free to watch this video and see if potentially this is something that you, a family member, a friend, an employee, someone can qualify for, right? And that can be a great way, because a TN visa, it's a fast way to get a work visa. It usually give it to you for about 3 to 4 years, and it's something that isn't very expensive compared to all the other visas. And it's something that we handle a lot here in our office. So we're more than happy to help you with any of the situation. But first, let me give you a little bit of background of what is the TN visa. So the US laws allow US companies to bring workers from other countries into the USA, right? Business immigration is nothing new. But the way business immigration works is there isn't just something called a work visa or a work permit that allows you to work here. There's different classifications, kind of like your driver's license. Your driver's license will say Class A, Class B, Class C. There's different sort of classifications, and that also applies to work visas. So in this video, we're going to be specifically talking about the TN visa. T like Tom, N like Nancy. So let's start at the beginning. To qualify for this TN visa, you have to be either a Mexican national, Mexican citizen, or a Canadian citizen. Those are the only two countries that apply for this visa. And you're gonna say, well, that's not fair. Well, what if I'm from Italy? What if I'm from, I understand. But this was a part of a treaty program that the USA got in with Canada and Mexico because they're our neighbors. And that's kind of why it exists. So if you're not from Canada, or if you're not a citizen of Canada or a citizen of Mexico, this does not apply to you. If you are a citizen of another country and then you become a citizen of Canada or Mexico, you're okay. So that's the first thing. You need to be from Canada or Mexico. Second is you have to have a job offer letter. And that's really important. I'm probably gonna make a video about that coming up. But the job offer letter ultimately is the company. Let's say there's company USA, let's just call it Company USA, and they want to bring over Juan the giraffe from Mexico, right? They need, it's my daughters, they need to get an offer letter, right? So Company USA says, look, we're offering Juan the giraffe a job, we're going to be paying this much, this is what he's going to be doing, his duties and responsibilities. But a very important part of that letter is we have to show how does he qualify, right? What profession does he have? And that's kind of the purpose of this video. So right now, I'm gonna read to you all the jobs or all the professions that are part of the TN visa. And it's kind of black and white. If you're not one of these, it's not gonna work. But there may still be a little wiggle room depending on which category we try to do, okay? So I'm gonna read the list off to you in no particular order, okay? Of the jobs that qualify for the TN visa. So if you think you have one of these, and what I mean if you qualify, most of these require you to have a bachelor's degree in this field. There are a few exceptions to that, but most of them require a bachelor's degree. So let's start at the top. And I'm just reading this from the government website. Accountant, an architect, a computer systems analyst. The computer systems analyst is the one that's got a little wiggle room because not all places call them computer system analyst. Some may call them computer systems engineer or computer information technology, but something along those lines. Computer engineer, disaster relief insurance claims adjuster. We've never had to deal with any one of those. An economist, engineer, a forester, graphic designer, hotel manager, industrial designer, interior designer, land surveyor, landscape architect, a lawyer, librarian, management consultant. This one of management consultants is a very important one, and I may do a video about that in the future because this is the category that most people apply for if they don't meet any other of the categories. And I'll explain to you in that video why, but we've had some success with it, but also, immigration does push back on this because this is the category that most people apply for if they don't apply for any of the other ones, so it's kind of under heavy scrutiny. Mathematician, research assistant, scientific technician or a technologist, social worker, statistician, forest and conservation technician, technical publications writer, a geographer, vocational counselor. So those are what's called your general jobs. Now let's go into the medical professions. Dentist, dietitian, medical lab technologist, nutritionist, occupational therapist, pharmacist, physical therapist or physiotherapist, a physician, this is only if you're in a teaching position, psychologist, recreational therapist, a registered nurse, and a veterinarian. So those are the jobs that fall under the medical professions category. Now we're going to go under the scientific professions. So you have an agriculturalist or agronomist, animal breeder, animal scientist, apiculturist, I don't even know what that is, astronomer, a biochemist or biophysicist, biologist, chemist, dairy scientist, entomologist, epidemiologist, geneticist, geologist, geochemist, geophysicist, horticulturist, meteorologist, pharmacologist, physicist, plant breeder, poultry scientist, range manager, soil scientist, and a zoologist. And now last category is what's called the teaching professions. And unfortunately, these are only for college teachers, seminary teachers, or university teachers. It doesn't count if you're doing elementary or high school along those lines. So I know that was long that I read you all those professions, but what I'm going to do at the bottom of this description, I'm going to put you a link to the government website where it says where all these are required. So this is really important because I do have a lot of people who call me and say, oh, I have a job offer from a company in the USA. Can I apply for the TN visa? And my first always analysis, I go, okay, well, what do you dedicate your life to? What's your profession? What'd you get your degree in? And if it's not in one of these or something that we can make it fit, unfortunately, I tell them the TN visa may not be for them. But if it is, it's fantastic because here in our office, we handle a lot of engineers, a lot of architects, a lot of accountants. What else do we do? A lot of interior designers. It's a pretty, I think, expansive group of jobs that can apply for this. So that's why I think it's very important to know what jobs qualify for this. And I know, I'm sorry if I felt like I was just reading a long list, but it is a long list. So what you need to do is you need to see if your profession falls under this category. If it does, and you have a job offer or you're in that process getting a job offer, please give us a call. In 2024, we had 100% approval rating for our TN visas. I'm not saying it's going to be like that all the time, but we're proud of 2024. But we're more than happy to help you get you across the line, and we can hopefully get you a visa for 3 to 4 years, and you will not have to renew it again. But feel free to check out our other videos. We have pages of this on our website. But if you want, you can always schedule a phone call with me personally. My name is Charles Zavala. All appointments will be via the phone, and they will be with me personally. We speak English, we speak Spanish, we can talk to you, we can talk to your employer. It is what it is. Ultimately, we're trying to get you to the finish line, okay? So once again, my name is Charles Zavala. I'm more than happy to help you with any immigration issues you have. Give us a call. The number's there on the screen. More than happy to help anyone who needs it. Thank you, and I hope you guys have an absolute beautiful day. Bye-bye.